Hello everyone, welcome to the Grow Here vlog. My name is Jonathan, and before we jump into the topic of today, which is how much space do I need to grow my own food, I wanted to tell you about an event that is happening this Saturday. So as you may know, this is the Sustainability Week, Hållbarhetsveckan Västra Götaland. And on Saturday we have an event where we will be talking about self-sufficient cities and the new urban farming movement and how it has exploded in the last 10 years. So we'll take a look at the global and the local examples of the urban farming movement, and also a few examples of self-sufficient cities. Do they really exist? How do we create those self-sufficient cities? Is it possible? We'll be talking about that and a lot of inspiring examples of how you can grow food on a very small space in a very urban setting. And that rhymes really well with the topic of this video, which is how much food do I need to become more self-sufficient in what I eat. And personally, I like to focus on not growing potatoes, carrots, and grains and so on that requires quite a lot of space. And also I generally eat more green vegetables, and so I love growing as much as possible of my own salad, and also things like kale and spinach and stuff like that. And I'll be showing you some examples of that actually right now. So the things that I enjoy growing mostly for my own consumption. So I'm not at all self-sufficient on my 50 square meters of productive space, but I am pretty much self-sufficient during some parts of the year at least on things like salad, squash, kale and spinach and green vegetables, parsley and oregano and herbs like that, which I really enjoy picking out from my own garden. And those are the things that I focus on. And I really, of course, I would love to be self-sufficient all year round, even in these things, and growing my own beans like haricot vert beans and stuff like that. But in that case, I need much more land, and also I need to put a lot more in the freezer. So that has not been my focus so far. And also that is a little disclaimer to what I'll be talking about in this video, that I'll be mentioning the number 50 square meters as being kind of a good number to supply a family. But that does not take into consideration the full year. It's only during a part of the year, and I find it to be a very nice, good size for a family or a household to grow your own food during parts of the year. But if you really want to be self-sufficient during the whole year, you should be looking more at numbers like 500 square meters or something like that. I know a lot of growers probably have made it on less as well, but you can do quite a lot in 50 square meters. And if you focus on the things that produce a lot in a very small space, you'll also get more bang for the buck, so to speak, more return on your investment of time and energy, etc. So that's the intro that I wanted to do for this video, and now we'll hand it over to Jonathan back in 2017 actually. Hi, it's Jonathan here from Grow Gothenburg and the Foodprint Lab, and on today's vlog we're gonna explore a little bit about the space that you actually need to grow your own food. In another video we visited Kristoffer from Stadsgrönt, who got approximately 150 square meters where he grows on 100 square meters and is able to sell a bit of the produce. But if you're just like me, wanting to grow some of your own crops for your own consumption, how much space do you actually need? Well, there are quite a few different numbers out there on the internet, and what we like to say is that you only need about 50 square meters to produce enough for your own needs, and maybe even for your family, or up to 10 people during the high season. So here in my garden I have about 50 square meters. I have in total 100, but it's around 50 square meters of beds where actually I can grow food. So we have actually I have not been able to grow all the space. So if we take a look here, for example, in one of the beds we have spinach here. You can see quite a lot of soil in between, and that's because I'm not maximizing the space. If I would be, there would be no bare soil at all, right? So when you really want to become self-sufficient or grow as much as possible on a small space, you want to be really looking at how you make a crop plan to kind of maximize every square centimeter almost. So we are showing a little bit more about this in the Grow Academy. If you want to know more about that, you can check it out. And we also post links to interesting videos about this topic. But in essence, you don't really need a lot of space to grow your own vegetables. Even in a small square meter box or 2 square meter boxes, you can grow quite a lot. And it really depends on what kind of vegetables you grow as well. Now I've been harvesting most of my vegetables now, so there's only a few things left. But for example, in this bed here we had I had both salad and I had carrots growing this close to each other, like 5 or even 2 centimeters apart, and really maximizing that space by growing bio-intensively is the key. And you can even, on a smaller scale like this, you can even combine an intercrop, as we call it. Basically you can grow carrot, which has kind of a deep roots. I can show you here. You can grow this kind of carrots right next to the salad. Now here's a quite big distance, but I could grow for instance a salad right here next to it, like I did here in this space where the voles has been eating my salad and my carrots. But basically the root space that the carrots take up is it's much more deep down in the soil, whereas the salad is having a very shallow root system, so you can grow them pretty close to each other. And I harvested about 2 kilos of carrots here, and I didn't really sow them that tightly because the slugs ate most of them. So yeah, well, thinking about that, I think you can really grow quite a lot of food in a small space. And we'll be linking to Stacey Murphy's video here, in which she explains how she's able to grow most of the food that they eat all year round in Brooklyn, New York, on about 50 square meters for her family of about like a couple people and even more people in a season. So, and it also depends on if you're growing corn, for instance, or grain crops, you need much more space. But vegetables like mangold, spinach, salad, different root crops like carrots, you can grow them really tightly. So check out more about crop planning and intensive crop spacing on the Grow Academy. And Well, now at this time of the year, we want to be harvesting because soon the frost will come and the voles will come and eat my carrots. So I'm out harvesting, and I've been harvesting most of the week. Even though these carrots actually can stand in the ground, as our friend Christopher told us, even after a frost they only become sweeter. But I'm worried about the voles who've been eating my carrots, so I'm gonna take these as well. And that was all for me this week, and or that was all for me today, and see you in the next video.